procedure or backfield in motion against the Riverdale team, so they're going to be penalized at least 5 yards.
They had everybody moving in the backfield on that one.
Kind of some of that arena football, Terry, that you've seen. They had guys running all over the place.
Tommy, they had 2 or 3 different guys in motion, and what a nice penalty for us. The line of scrimmage was the 34. It's all the way back now to the 24. 10-yard penalty for illegal motion.
Well, congratulations to the officials.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Instead of 3rd and 8, we're looking at 3rd and what, about 18 now?
Yes.
Wait till Rankin counts that up and starts figuring out that they got a bad spot. Boy, he'll go nuts.
Well, let's hope they get this play off before they catch it. And they are. Riverdale again sets them left and right, man in motion, going to the left side. Locke making the call, and Locke going to give it to that big fullback, and he's going to blast over the 25 out to the 30-yard line, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So we get 10 yards out of that 5-yard penalty, and then Martin gets 5 of it back, and it'll bring up a 4th and 12 situation, and Lebanon's going to get the football, should in decent field position.
John, quickly, what have you got?
Looking a little closer, that penalty actually was a holding call. We had so many flags down, we all assumed it was the backfield in motion, but we had 2 penalties, backfield in motion and holding. We took the greater penalty.
All right, we got the 10. Legit then. Here is Miller's kick end over end. And if that one's not fielded, it's going to take a Riverdale roll and roll for a mile over the 35, over the 30, over the 25, down to the Lebanon 23-yard line. And the Blue Devils chose not to field it, and it just keeps rolling. That was not a high kick. It was a line drive, and it hit the ground and gets about a 20-yard roll after it hits on the Blue Devils.
Terry, what about that kick?
Miller's kick, not very pretty, kind of a low line drive kick, but it got the big bounce and ended up being 47-yard punt by Miller.
So Lebanon will take it now, but they're back at their own 22-yard line. C and Zachary both to the near side or the wide side of the field. Lebanon moving right to left as you listen in. And down the line, the pitch goes back to Griffin. Griffin trying to slide outside. He's going to lose 5 or 6 yards all the way back to the 14-yard line. And Riverdale is on Griffin like stink on a skunk.
Boy, they are really coming hard on the option play. They're letting Damon bring it all the way to the corner. That allows their secondary a time to adjust and come and just attack the pitch man. And John, Griffin never had a chance.
He sure didn't, Tommy. Carlos Tigg came out and knew exactly where the ball was going, didn't even look at the quarterback, went straight for Griffin, and, of course, threw him for the big loss. 2nd down, 18 for the Blue Devils now, and back to throw is Pitt. Got Ron C. open. C. Great catch by C. Out at the 25 to the 30, out to the 34-yard line. He may have the first down, and I believe does. What a one-handed grab by C.
What a super effort by Ron C. They faked the out, and they ran sort of the fade toward the deep stick. And Ron, between 2 defenders, catches it, spins, fights off, and dives for that yardage. Tremendous effort by the senior Ron C. Terry, nice pickup on the play.
That gets a big hand out of, excuse me.
Yeah, Lebanon needed 18. That's exactly what C got. Lebanon with an 18-yard pickup, first down.
C with a big hand coming out for a rest or a breather after that one. Pitt sets him down. Pitt down the line. Pitch to Griffin. Griffin still trying to turn the corner. Can't do it. Gotten down back at the 30-yard line. A loss of 3, but hold the forts again. Flags are everywhere. And I think this is going to be against Lebanon, illegal motion against the Blue Devils. So the Blue Devils kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They come up with a big play. And now Riverdale says they don't want the penalty. They want the loss, which is 3. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 13 now for the Blue Devil Ball Club.
Griffin showing some emotion there, obviously upset that he can't get the running game going. Coming into the game, our leading rusher on the season.
And at tailback now. Who have we got?
That's Stafford.
That is Stafford, yes. I thought it was a 9. Rolling out is Pitt, firing. And that should have been pass interference. They were all over Zachary as he came right over the top of Zachary, but we didn't get the call that time.
Lebanon went with the sprint right action, ran Zachary on the curl. We had Griffin overset behind the guard instead of behind the center, kind of giving Damon a little more blocking up in front of him. But Riverdale's defender, Emil Mitchell, comes over the top and makes the play against Zachary, so incomplete pass.
All right. C back in. Zachary will come short side left. C goes to the wide side, and C's going to draw double coverage out there this time. Man in motion is Carson, the big tight end. And they pitch it back to the near side. Shaking a tackle out to the 30, 31, 32, 33-yard line. Goes back to the original line of scrimmage, and that is Stafford. And Stafford did well to get back to the line of scrimmage.
David Hennessy hit Stafford right there in the backfield, and Stafford just shook loose and got back to the line of scrimmage. Tremendous effort by Chris Stafford avoiding that first tackler, and Lebanon needs an extra player on the field. They get that in the person of Titus Kelly, and Tressler will drop in the punt formation.
Blue Devils really out of sync right now, having trouble getting 12 men on the field. Here is a good snap, and here is Tressler's kick. End over end, going to be fielded at the 36-yard line. Shakes a man, comes up the sideline, and is decapitated almost. Up at the 46. Leyhew hit him low, and it may have been Tressler that hit him high, or was it 69 Nelson? Somebody really popped him high after he was hit low and knocking him out of bounds.
Terry, what about that kick from Todd Tressler?
Tommy Todd's kick good for 30 yards. Reggie Smith returns it 9 yards. So Riverdale takes over in good field position at their own 46.
All right. Every time Riverdale's had this good field position, they have gone for a touchdown against these Blue Devils, and let's see if they do it now. They lead it 14-0, and we're late in the third period. 2:30 on the clock, but that's not official for certain. Flag's going to fly, and Riverdale may have taken too much time. If we do, it'll be a 1st and 15 instead. And that is the call. Riverdale again drawing the penalty and trying to help the Blue Devils all they can, but Lebanon not taking a lot of advantage of it. That moves it back to the 41-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 15 now for the Riverdale Warriors.
We have been without the benefit of the clock for the entire game, and once again, I hope it doesn't come down to the final closing seconds and us needing a big play and not knowing how much time is left.
Wideouts left and right, and Locke sets him down, looking at a 1st and 15 from his own 41. Down the line, Locke being chased. Got a hand on him. They trip him up, and now he is running into his own man. He gets away from everybody. Pitch out comes to the near side. What a razzle-dazzle play, and Ron C. and Tressler comes up and makes the tackle on Smith. And Terry, you have to have 2 pencils to figure that.
Locke did a lot of dancing and prancing right to left, east to west, and finally pitched it out to Smith, the tailback. All of that for a -2 yards.
A lot of effort for a lot of nothing, but I tell you what, I'd pay money to watch that kid play. I got in free tonight, of course, but he is really something special.
Quicker than a hiccup. Wideouts left and right. Litchford to the near side or Litchford to the far side. Well, I'll get it right in a moment. Maloney to the near side. And they hand it off to Big Martin, and big number 74 for Lebanon is draped all over him. Gannon is in on the stop also. And big number 74 belongs to Doug Whitefield, who came on and played well last week and is playing well here this evening. Gannon, Tommy, you and I were talking about this kid before the ball game. Probably the steadiest Blue Devil of all on defense.
Very steady defensively, Clyde. Coming into this football game for Lebanon, 32 tackles, leads the team in tackles for loss. Really has done a good job. 2-year starter at that defensive end spot, Jeff Gannon.
All right, they split them everywhere now. 3 receivers out for the Warriors, and Locke, the quarterback, sets them down, looking at a 3rd and 17. Back to throw, flags are down. Pass is complete to the 42-yard line. It was tipped, I think, by a Blue Devil.
Elliot Carson got a hand up on that, Clyde. Flag looks like it's going to go against Riverdale. Carson did a great job as Locke retreated, squared his shoulders to throw the ball out into the corner. He goes straight up, and at 6'4" with those long arms, was able to get a piece of that. Procedure call against the Warriors will be declined, and Riverdale now will be looking at a 4th down.
And it will be 4th down and 16 for the Warriors, so the Blue Devils going to get the football, and again they put Tressler back in deep safety. Lebanon using only 1 man back, and have we fielded a punt tonight?
No, we haven't, Clyde. In fact, Miller's kicked 3, and we've let them all go.
And here is his fourth. This one is not a good kick. It's end over end. Might take a Lebanon bounce and does, but Riverdale is there to down it at the 37-yard line of Lebanon.
We get a little field position on that one, Terry Stafford.
Miller's kick good for only 21 yards as it's down at the 11 and 37, the best field position Lebanon's had to start a drive in quite some time.
We had horrible field position in the second period, but Riverdale was responsible for part of that on the first touchdown drive. We were responsible for it on the second touchdown drive. Lebanon, the lone wideout. Pitt makes the call, pitch back to Stafford, going to the far side, needs a block, didn't get it. Boy, nothing is there. You can't run through a wall. And Stafford is jammed 2, maybe 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. No blocking over there at all. Riverdale just pouring in on Stafford. He had nowhere to go. And they get him for a 3-yard loss. Second down and 13 for the Blue Devils. Back at their own 34.
And it looks like we're nearing the end of the third period. In fact, that's going to do it. That's the end of the third period. Lebanon trails Riverdale by a score of 14-0. We'll be back with more after this 30-second timeout. 9 and Lebanon Cable Vision 3. I want to say hi to Dwight Phillips, who's not able to be here at the game tonight, but resting at home after having bypass surgery. Terry, I saw you leafing through your record book, and that usually means something.
Tommy, unfortunately, I was kind of looking for a bad stat. I was trying to figure out the last time Lebanon had been shut out. We have to go back to the first game of last season when Columbia beat Lebanon 10-0.
Well, here come the Blue Devils. They've got a quarter to remedy that. And they have the football at their own 34, looking at a 2nd and 13. Pitt will make the call. C is wide to the left. Pitt fakes and looks, fires to Big Carson. He's got him at the 40. Carson at the 45. Ridden out of bounds as he crosses the 50 to the 49 to the 48-yard line of Riverdale. Big Carson wide open, and they throw it to him, and he gets great yardage. First down, Lebanon in Riverdale territory at the 48.
Well, when you get the block in, you can run those plays. Lebanon comes back with the drag to the tight end. They fake the sweep, come back, throw it to Carson across the middle. Nice run. Terry, what about the pickup?
Tommy, that was good for 18 yards as Lebanon gets into Riverdale territory with a first down.
Double wide outs to the near wide side now. Lebanon with a 1st and 10, Riverdale territory. Back to throw is Pitt. Looks. Nobody to throw to. Pitt's going to run. Got a little yardage. Moves down over the 45 to the 44-yard line. Gets about 4 yards on the carry as Pitt had everybody covered in the secondary. So he pulls it down and goes up the middle and gets about 4. Second down, 6 for Lebanon inside the 45 at the 44 of Riverdale.
Gannon in the game at tight end for Lebanon. Carson comes out.
C split to the near side. Zachary the slot man. Pitt will make the call, step back, and throw to Ron C to the near side, and it's out of bounds. Maloney was the closest man to it, got a hand on him, but he would have been out of bounds had he caught it. And it was probably good that that one was a little bit long. The pass wasn't there. C was not open on that one. And Maloney, playing center field, came over and actually had a better angle, but the pass was out of bounds down about the 20-yard line.
Looks like an audible as we went to the fade route here on the near sideline, trying to hit Ron, getting some separation from the corner. But as you said, Maloney doing a good job coming from center field and in a good position on the football.
Hankins in now to receiver. He's at the wide side of the field or the near side. Zachary is split left. Carson is in motion coming across to our side. And back to throw is Pitt.